Hey guys, this is going to be a video answering some of your questions because I get a million questions in messages and comments just asking me about various things about my life, my hobbies, and just a million different random things, and I don't get a chance to respond to everyone. I made a Facebook post maybe about a week ago inviting you guys just to ask me all of your questions so I could put them and incorporate them in this video. And I got a lot of awesome questions, so thanks for your posts. Hopefully this will answer some of your questions and give you a little bit of insight into what kind of person I am. If you haven't checked out my Facebook page, you can check me out on facebook.com/itsblitzzz. It's a really good way to kind of get updates of what's going on in my life and keep you posted on my newest videos. And I also do a couple contests. I just did one, so congrats to my winner. So if you haven't checked it out yet, then check it out, and let's get started. In high school, I would say that I was a lot like I am today. I've always kept a really small, close-knit group of friends, and that's kind of how I like to be, just because it's kind of hard to trust people, and I just feel more comfortable having like a few really close friends, and then the rest of people are just kind of like my acquaintances. In high school, of course, there's always that like popular group, and I was not one of those people. I was like super nerdy, you know, laid back, like, you know, just want to hang out with like my close friends on the weekends, kind of person. I loved math and science, like super academically motivated, and I mean, I was friends with a lot of people, but I would say that I only was really close with a few people consistently through high school, and a lot of my good friends were a year or two older than me. I've always been kind of weird and artsy or artistic or whatever. I never really felt a lot of like pressure to fit into a certain stereotype or a certain group. I'm kind of a loner in some senses, and I feel like I've always been that way. I've always like enjoyed spending time by myself alone and just kind of being creative by myself and, you know, pursuing hobbies or what have you. So I did a lot of that in high school. I still do. My friends call me antisocial, but I wouldn't go that far. I just have never really felt obligated to fit into a certain group. I feel like I've always been a big champion of the underdog kind of person. I hate when people pick on each other or pressure other people or make fun of them for, you know, any reason, and I feel like I'm always compelled to stand up for that person just because I feel sympathetic and I can relate and understand, you know, how they feel, and I've just always been like very passionately like against you know, bullying and people making stereotypes and judging people. Unfortunately, I'm sure that I've passed judgment at some point in my life because I feel like most people do, either intentionally or unknowingly. It's just kind of like the human condition to, you know, judge people to some certain extent, but I make an effort to be very open-minded, and I've always been that way. I've just, you know, go underdog. I've always been kind of a leader. I'm not shy. I'm very open about everything, and I'm very compelled once I have a task to kind of take the initiative and take charge and just kind of like run with it. I'm a very bold, opinionated person. I have a very strong personality, you know, like people either like me or they fucking can't stand me, so this is probably one of my least favorite questions to answer because I always feel like I'm going to forget to include bands or genres of music that I love. I am, first of all, obsessed with music. I could not live without music. It is probably the most, or one of the most important things in my life. I listen to it every day. I like a wide variety of music. The only thing I really don't listen to is country, which I hate passionately. I listen to a lot of underground kind of trip hop music, experimental electronic. I listen to a lot of rock and a lot of R&B and hip hop, and God, I just listen to so much different things. Few bands that I really like. This is the worst. Sneaker Pimps, definitely one of my favorite bands of all time. lead singer, tattooed on my leg. For life. Love them. Everything they've ever done, and I wish they were still together. Thievery Corporation, Crystal Castle. I don't listen to a lot of really hard metal or rock. I think the most hardcore kind of band that I like are Deftones, who I love. I have everything I think they've ever made. And I also really like Nine Inch Nails. I love Radiohead. I love Placebo. Yeah. I really like the XX recently. I love a lot of British music, like Kate Nash, Lily Allen. The Streets are really cool. I like a lot of weird music like that. God, I could list seriously a million bands that I like to listen to, and it still wouldn't be enough. I would still jump over artists that I love and listen to all the time. So it's really difficult for me. I love Brand New. I listen to them a lot while I'm driving. I like Bright Eyes, Citizen Cope. I like Incubus a lot, especially their older stuff. I love Outkast. Andre 3000 has to be one of the smartest and most genius people of our time, and Big Boy also amazing. Going along with, you know, the hip-hop kind of genre, Nas, Bone Thugs and Harmony, A Tribe Called Quest, Kid Cudi, Jay-Z. I love the Cranberries. The first cassette tape I ever got was Everybody Else Is Doing It, So Why Can't We? And that was like in 1996 or something. I don't even know how old I was, but it was when cassette tapes were cool and still being produced. And I still have that cassette tape somewhere. I think I had the CD too also, but I love the Cranberries. They bring back, I feel like it's a very nostalgic band. Like every time I listen to them, I just think about being younger and everything like that. I also have a secret soft spot for R&B. So I own every CD by The Dream. I'm obsessed with him. And Jamie Foxx, I have like a really big, not so secret crush on him. So my friends all make fun of me for that. And for all the haters who hate on Kanye and Lil Wayne, I love both of them. Kanye is a lyrical genius, and I don't care how cocky or how much of an asshole he is. He's really talented. And as for Lil Wayne, I just can't get enough. A million of you guys ask me all the time questions about my tattoos, and I never really know what to say. I feel always kind of awkward talking about them, but as far as my favorite tattoo goes, I would have to say probably the portrait of Kelly Alley that I have on my thigh. So if you guys haven't seen it, I will include a picture in this video of the original piece that it was inspired by, which was the cover of her first solo album after Sneaker Pimps called Tiger Mouth. And so I'm gonna put that in right now. So a funny story about that is that maybe about a year and a half ago, my sister called me up and she was like, dude, check out Kelly Alley's fan page on Facebook. So I went and looked, and she had posted a big picture of my tattoo, and it put a caption, something along the lines of, a fan, you know, got a tattoo of me on her leg, and I didn't, you know, she didn't know who I was or anything. And I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, that's my leg, you know? And then she sent me a personal message that was like, you're a true fan, I'm with you at all times. And it was just so genuine. And, you know, she's someone that I really admire musically and as a person. You know, her music has really influenced me, and Sneaker Pimps in general, when they were together, their music really had a large impact on my life. So I was just so excited, you know, that she said something so kind when she could have been like, I don't know you, and you have a picture of me permanently tattooed on your body, and it's creepy. But instead, you know, she was really awesome about it, and it just, you know, reaffirmed why I got the tattoo. So I think that would have to be my favorite tattoo. I'm not really particularly influenced by any one fashion icon, but I do get a bunch of different influences from anyone who is not afraid to be bold and, you know, be a risk taker. People like Gwen Stefani, you know, Pink, I get a lot of influence from old glamour pinup fetish models like Betty Page, Dita Von Teese, who's still amazing and beautiful. And I would also say that Marc Jacobs creatively influences me a lot because everything he does is just really amazing to me, and everything he does, fashion-wise or with his models, all of his campaigns and everything are just really inspiring to me. That is stylistically where I get a bunch of my influences from. I'm actually not a huge drinker. I think I went through that phase like my first year of college, when I was kind of doing the whole freshman experimental thing. I went out a lot with my friends, but to be honest, drinking kind of gives me anxiety, especially if I drink a little too much, and I'll feel really anxious the next day. So it's really just not worth it, for me to drink excessively. But I do drink a fair amount of wine. I like to have like a glass of, red wine with my dinner sometimes, or a glass of Riesling or Moscato or something after dinner, depending on my mood. So I love sangria. Has to be one of the best drinks ever. I had some tonight, and I have wine mouth, I think. Me and my friends call it that. It's when you get that like dark rim from drinking a dark drink. Most of the time it's wine or a drink with wine in it. And no matter how hard you try, you cannot be sexy because your lips are awkwardly stained in the middle. Anyways, it's pretty much if I'm drinking, I'm usually going to be drinking like a glass of wine or sangria. But if I decide to go hard, it's got to be Patron chilled with a lime, no salt. The reason I started making videos on YouTube initially was really because I am the ultimate insomniac. I have the worst sleep schedule ever. I tend to go to sleep like really, really late, no matter what time I wake up. And so all my friends, are sleeping, and I'm sitting in my house like trying to occupy my time. So I would generally do like a lot of like projects by myself at that hour. And one day I just decided to throw it up on YouTube because I thought it would be kind of cool to film myself or whatever. And I got some positive feedback, so I made a couple more videos, and then I got a bunch of subscribers and kind of just took off from there. So thank you guys, because you are the reason that I keep making all my videos. I hope this video answered some of your questions. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them in comments below this video, and if I get enough interesting questions, maybe I'll do a part 2 video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.